Spurgeon here with RevZilla, and in this video we're going to break down the Nexx X-Vilitur and X-Vilitur carbon helmets available at RevZilla.com. So what you're seeing from Nexx with the X-Vilitur and X-Vilitur carbon are a modular helmet. This is going to be the first time that we've seen a modular from Nexx, and this is going to be the same helmet except for you have one that is done in a carbon shell. So if you're looking at the one that's on the table in front of me, this is going to be the regular X-Vilitur, and the shell on this is going to be Nexx's X-Matrix shell. Fiberglass, carbon, and aramid composite, and if you want to bump to a full carbon fiber version, that is what you're getting with the X-Vilitur carbon helmet. So really the main change you're going to see here is a full carbon fiber shell. Now there is a weight difference between the two. And keep in mind that anytime you're looking at a modular helmet, they typically are going to run a bit heavier than what a regular full face would be because of all the extra components you're going to see, which actually make the modular feature possible. So when we're looking at the base version, this is going to be 3 pounds, 13 ounces in a medium, and with the carbon version, you're actually saving a bit of weight, 3 pounds, 10 ounces in a medium. And normally, a lot of people think that carbon fiber is lighter, but with helmets, it's really just more about the rigidity that you're getting. So it was actually pretty impressive to see that the carbon fiber version sheds about 3 ounces off the helmet, in addition to the fact that it is that cool carbon shell. Now, the one thing to note with both of these is you're looking at the actual, the chin bar for this, and it's a little bit hard to do this with one hand, but the chin bar for both is going to be that X-Matrix shell. So even when you're looking at the carbon fiber version, the chin bar isn't carbon fiber, it is X-Matrix design. Now, 3 different shell sizes are going to carry its way through the different sizing lineup. Extra small through small is the first shell size. The second shell size will run you from medium up to large, and then extra large up to 3XL is going to be the third and final shell size with this, both of which are going to be DOT only. Now, I say that, but if you take a peek at the back, there is going to be an Ece sticker at the back of the helmet. This is where it gets a little bit different between the American market and the European market. If you're looking at this in Europe, it doesn't have the Ece tags that are sewn into the chin bar straps. So if you were to get pulled over in Europe, technically this helmet is not going to have the Ece rating you need to make sure that you are safe from persecution from the law. But if you're looking at this in the US, it does have that Ece sticker on the back. Just keep in mind the real difference that we're seeing here is we're going to call this a DOT only helmet, because if you were to take this to Europe, the Ece feature isn't going to have any functionality there. So from a fitment standpoint, it is neutral oval, which means it tends to lean itself in between round oval and what we would call intermediate oval. It's somewhere on the in-between on that. So it's not quite as long front to back, a little bit shorter front to back, and a little bit of extra room on the side of the head. So just keep that in mind. If you're running a long oval head shape, this is not going to be a helmet that's going to work for you. Now from a pricing standpoint, you're looking at the $500 mark for the base X-Vilitur, and if you jump to the carbon, you're going to get up to the $680 mark. So that's where we're really sitting from the basics between the two. Now let's dive into a little bit more of the specifics. So the face shield is going to be ambidextrous, and what I mean by that is that you are going to have a pull-up on either side to get the face shield up rather and in the open position. What I like about the Nexx helmets, you have really strong detents in this. So if you want to run this half open, you want some airflow, the detents on this are extremely strong and they hold into place while you're riding. You'll also notice there is a drop-down sun visor, which is actuated back here on my left-hand side, and it's really easy to reach back and actuate that. Flows really easily. You're going to have an additional chin vent as well as a forehead brow vent, and it's just a push of a button opens that up. Same up top, you just kind of slide it forward and backwards, and then you are going to have active vents at the back as well. I like the fact that they have these big rigid points on the top, so if you are using this with motorcycle gloves, you can really feel that the vent is open or closed. Now the one thing I'd say is that I would love to see some larger venting with this. If you're riding this in the warmer months of the year, the vent on the top is a bit small, but you do have 2 positions to open it up fully if you want more airflow. Now as we take a look with this, it is a Pinlock ready face shield, and we are going to spin this around to the back just so you get a clear view of it. But what I want to do now is I want to jump to the inside of this because there's some cool stuff going on with the X-Vilitur from a comm system standpoint. So over on the left-hand side, you'll notice that you have this little cutout for the Nexx X-Comm system. Now, in addition to the X-Comm system, one of the things we've seen from other manufacturers is when they add this proprietary system, they make it a bit hard for other comm systems to be used. So if you're looking at this helmet, you're thinking, man, I really like the helmet, but I already have a Cardo or a Cena that I just want to carry over, you can still mount that right on top of this. There's a flush mounted door that if you want to, you can pop this open and you can easily integrate the XCOM system. If not, you can simply leave this installed and then you can add a comm system right over top of this, either via a clamp or with just a sticky mount to it. Now, what I want to do is I want to take a look at the inside, and it's probably going to be easier if I open this up first. And what you'll notice with the Nexx liners with these, or the interiors, and I don't want to say complicated because complicated sounds like it's a negative connotation. It's very detailed. So there's a very specific way to get all this in, all this out, and once it's all in, it works really well. Some of the times I'll use helmets, and you take the helmet off, and half the inside comes with it because it doesn't want to stick together. Everything that sits in here, once it's installed properly, it works really well. The one thing you'll notice we start working our way through this is that there is going to be a ratchet closure, and this is going to be polarizing. People either love the ratchet or they hate the ratchet. I'm not going to say anything about it other than the fact that this has a ratcheting system in here. Now, to get the actual internals out, you're going to have some snaps. Once you start to undo the snaps on both sides, you're going to need to work your way with that with those ratcheting straps and actually push those down inside. And you'll notice that there is going to be a neck roll that's associated with this as well. So the neck roll pins actually have to be pulled back, and then you'll see a little pin there. So it actually holds the neck roll into place really well. But to get it out, you simply push back on this and then pull out. And you'll see that little pin right there, which sits inside the shell itself. So you pull that out, and then you can start working your way to remove this entire piece. Now again, you'll see these straps have extra little hooks on here. So if you just try to pull that out, that strap is going to get stuck and you're going to start fighting against it. So you have to work your way underneath that strap, which again, once this stuff is in there, it holds it all into place really nicely. Once you pull that out, you can then work your way, get that whole neck roll across the back, and then just pull that strap out the other side as well. And again, there's another little connector. I just want to show you guys this so you can see exactly what I'm doing. There's another little connector right back there. Slide that out. And then once that comes out, you'll be able to remove the entire first part of this, which is, again, you have a neck roll with the cheek pads connected to it. Now, you can pull those cheek pads off if you want. What I would recommend for you is to leave the neck roll and the cheek pads connected, and then you can simply wash your liner. If you're pulling this out to wash it or to clean it, you can clean everything with that intact. Or if you're just pulling it out to add the comm system, definitely just go ahead and leave that all together. Really comfortable liner to the inside of this. Once you have your head in here, they do have exquisite liners, and they do work well to promote the airflow as well. Pulling this out, you'll notice it's a brow mount, so you don't have to worry about this actually putting any pressure on your forehead from snaps or closures with that. And again, it's going to be extremely channeled, so it will help to promote the airflow that's pushing through here. Taking a look at the inside, what you'll note with this, and actually I'll flip it over this way, is you are going to have those massive channel cutouts. You are going to have some additional padding to the top. Nexx will include additional little pads that you can place around the helmet so you can fine tune the fitment with this. And then taking a look at the inside, what you'll notice that sets these helmets apart is the fact that you've got not just the speaker cutouts, but you've actually got little channels that are cut out where you can run the wires. So you'll know exactly where to run the wires for the XCOM system if that's the one that you want to choose. Now you'll see a little cutout in the back, and this is where the XCOM system will kind of interplay from the back of the helmet, from the side of the helmet, and then you can channel those wires across. Now the nice thing about this is that if you are using a different comm system, you won't be using these compartments, but you can still take advantage of the speaker pocket cutouts as well as all the little channels that are going to be in here to run the wires. So just keep that in mind. The fact that it is a modular helmet means that you want to use a boom mic. You do not want to use a sticky mic because that wiring would come into play every time you try to open and close the helmet itself. Now, taking a look at this from the outside, one final thing I want to note is that one of the things that Nexx really prides itself on is the fact that you can easily mount GoPro helmets or GoPro cameras to the helmet or other kind of recording devices as well. So in the box, you'll notice you get these two little pieces right here. And what these are for are they work as mounts for any cameras that you want to add via a sticky mount. So on the top of this, what you'll notice is that there's a little piece that pops off on the back here, and you'd be able to mount this little thing to the top, and then that gives you a flush mounted spot that'll give you a flat surface to mount the camera. If you want to go with a side view angle, that's where this one comes into play. On the right-hand side, you'll notice this little Nexx logo right here. This pops off, and then you can actually mount this piece to the inside here, and that'll give you a place to mount your camera on the right side of the helmet as well. So again, this is something that's very unique to Nexx. We've seen them do it with other helmets, and it's just a little bit of an additional place to mount electronics if you like that idea or that feature. So really what we're seeing from Nexx is a modular helmet that they're bringing to market, the X-Vilitur as well as the X-Vilitur Carbon, and it's carrying through a lot of the same technology and features that we've seen from other Nexx helmets out in the market. Now, if you're still not sure about these and you want to hear what other riders have to say, I would encourage you to click the info button and head over to RevZilla.com. Once you're there, you can read other rider reviews from folks that are already utilizing these helmets on their motorcycles. If you'd like to talk to one of our gear geeks, always give them a call, 877-792-9455, or simply shoot an email over to cs@revzilla.com, and they can walk you through all the different helmets that are available that'll work with your style of riding. Now, I want to thank you for joining us for this look at the Nexx X-Vilitur and X-Vilitur Carbon helmets. I'm Spurge. Enjoy the ride.